right, fourth grade, you will get to do this really cute flamingo, little Christmas flamingo ocean scene. I just thought this was really cute. So we're not going to be doing the flamingo today, so don't worry about that part. We're just going to be creating this beautiful little beach scene behind him. And you are going to be painting this today. So you will have like a dark blue, a turquoise, a white, and then we're going to have some brown, some type of brown sandy color for the sand. You will have a paintbrush, a cup of water, and you will be using one of these Tigger hoppers to create some really cool texture today as well. All right, so if you notice my little sky, or my little picture is divided into 3 different sections. If you notice, I have sky, I have water, and then I have some sand. So these are our 3 sections, and if you notice, they're all kind of different colors. So I have a light blue, I have a darker blue with some different values, and then I have my sand color. So what we're going to do, you're actually going to get a little more advanced this week, because you're actually going to be mixing, some sky color. So you will need a light blue. And those of you who've had me know that you know how to create a light blue. We need a little bit of blue and white. So if we want a light blue, you're going to actually mix you some baby blue or light blue off to the side. So I'm going to pick up some white and some blue, and I'm going to mix it. You don't need a whole lot. It's not going to take a whole lot. You're going to mix some light blue, and you're going to create a layer of sky. And it just depends on how much sky you want. You probably don't want too big of a section because we don't have a really big piece of paper and you still have water to do. All right, so that really was not enough paint for me, so that's okay. I'm just going to pull a little more dark blue into that section, a little more white. Mix it together until I have a really pretty light blue. And again, remember I'm using these horizontal strokes. I'm using it like if I was sweeping the floor. Remember, you want to be very comfortable with your brush. And we will be blending. I'm going to have to blend these colors all together. So I've got sky, and I think that's all I want. I don't want a huge section of sky. And then I'm going to move down into my water. And remember when we did this, remember our darkest color is going to be near the horizon. And remember the horizon needs to be as straight as you can get across the back. Okay, and I'm just going to start creating my water. Remember, it's a lot easier, too, to get that straight line if you hold it on its tippy toes. All right, so I've got some really dark blue towards the back. Now, remember, you're going to have to leave a section for your sand as well, so you don't want to come down too far. Now, I think this is where I want to start blending in my turquoise, because remember, as the water comes towards us, it's going to start getting more of a turquoise color. And then I think I'm going to leave about this much section for sand. You don't have to have a really big sand section. All right. Now, I think I might want to add some white, just a little bit of white. I think I want to add a little bit of white in this, just to give it some highlights on top of the water. Just to give it some really cool different values in here. Make sure you get all your edges. You don't want to leave that white along your edges. The sky's okay because that can look like clouds, so that's okay, but you definitely want to make sure you get all of your water. All right. Now this is where you will have to clean your brush. Usually we do a dry brush stroke, but if you pull this on down, you're going to have blue and it's not going to look as good. So this is where you will have to dip your brush in your cup. And make sure you get that blue off, most of it anyway. I have a sponge for you to wipe it on, and it also dries it off as well. And it don't have to be perfectly clean. You just want most of that blue off. All right, and then I'm going to go into my little beachy color, and I'm going to start at the bottom before I blend that beachy color up into that blue. And right where that little transition is going to be, where the brown's going to meet the blue, I'm actually going to be creating like ocean waves, like foam, little foamy ocean waves. So that's okay, because it's not going to look real good in here, but I'm going to go right over it. So I'm actually going to just kind of scrub in my brown. And you could even do like a rounded, you could do it roundy. It doesn't have to be straight across. You can do this however you want. You just need 3 sections. You need sky, water, and sand. I might want to add a tiny bit of white just to add, again, you just want those different values in there to really bring out that realistic look in your picture. All right, so now I got some sunlight on there. All right. So now I'm done with my paintbrush. Now I am going to pick up my Tigger hopper, and I am going to dip it in white paint, and I'm just going to create some like water splashes right at that little transition where the blue meets the sand. So I'm just going to do almost like some little little splashy waves right here. You can bring it on up just a little, just depending on if you want a little bit of highlights on top of the water. If you want to barely do that, you can. Now, you could have either put in your clouds right after you did your sky with your paintbrush, just kind of scrubbed in clouds, or you can actually create clouds with your Tigger hopper. You just want to add a few clouds up there. Don't overdo it with clouds. You don't want to cover up your real pretty blue background. All right, and you should have something that looks about like this. And then next week, we will actually draw out and cut out our flamingo and glue him on our dry background paper. All right, have fun.